Happy Duno! This script starts in a basement. My best friend's basement. This isn't the 30th time I've been called to this spot. More like the 50th. I've always respected the dude whose house I'm hanging in. It's late night, and we are keeping our voices down so we don't disturb the father figure or the mom who has MS. So we're very quiet when my best friend boots up a trial of Homeworld. I've already played in that world. It was a text-based nightmare. I said that. Referring to a text-based game for the PC from long ago, I was incorrect. Different thing altogether. I was thinking of 1993's Gateway to Homeworld by Legend. My friend had a fully playable demo for Homeworld by Relic Interactive, published by Sierra. This would have been 1999, by the way. My friend had been out for a year. I'd graduated earlier that year, and we were killing it over at our local Best Buy. For the sake of Pete, Unreal first came out in 1998. It's safe to say that my friends and I were about to have some serious experiences, but we didn't know what title was history and which would become history. You know what I mean. At the time, Unreal was just a competitor to Quake, itself a timely replacement for Doom, and not the only replacement. My life had been partially sculpted by Roberta and Ken, there's no doubt. Taking the Leisure Suit Larry games into account here, and also my experience with the King's Quest series, my life had been deeply hewn by these digital sculptors by 1998. Half-Life had just come out, and I loved it. But at the time, it was no more historic and or meaningful than the world of Unreal, which was a surprisingly long-winded single-player game. For me, great games were still being released that utilized the 3D Realms engine. I was a big fan of Blood, and Blood 2 by Monolith, so I was pumped by the capabilities of the Lithtech engine. Anywho, my friend spent the afternoon downloading 60 megs of Sierra files and then waited for me to get out of work. I think he may have commanded his home machine to begin downloading remotely from the store tech bay. I got a call on my flip phone. Right after work, I had to get over to his place and check out the demo he'd just installed. He'd pre-prepped a big ship battle, saved in situ, so I could watch right away projectile missiles impacting the shield of a ship, and then after depleting that shield, additional incoming projectile missiles started impacting the hull. Excuse me while I say that twice. We had a space RTS game where the initial volley of attacks interfaced with the shield, and the subsequent volleys bypassed that shield and impacted the hull of player ships, leaving huge gaping wounds. Let me impress upon the record that Warcraft 3 was years away, at least 2 years away. Please note that all RTS at the time was either copying the formula of Blizzard with regard to Warcraft and StarCraft, or the very similar Westwood model made crazy popular by Command & Conquer, both of which were 2D engines. Total Annihilation had used voxels to make units move smoothly, but only over a 2D playing field with the camera locked. Dungeon Keeper and Populace were 3D, just on a different scale of gameplay. So, we lost our minds. We lost them. The whoosh of tactical view, the Eureka grade control of shift key altitude adjustment, the claw formation, full free motion camera, lock it on things moving around, watch baddies get shot up from extreme close-up angles, then effortlessly slide to tactical view or anywhere else useful. The silent excitement was outstanding. We had to keep it down. Please, let me submit that I'd played Dune 2 off of floppy disks and Warcraft Orcs and Humans. I was there for practically the entire growth of the real-time strategy genre up to that point, and nothing in the genre was like Homeworld. It was lightning. I said to myself, little pre-Duno that I was going to keep an eye on the designers of this game. It was the right call to make. Though Homeworld 2 was hard to get a hold of, and nobody noticed impossible creatures, and though the Homeworld license was lost when the Sierra Mountain crumbled into a cloud of steam. Dawn of War was, maybe still is, a star series. Company of Heroes is a star series. I'll disclose here that I was there with my purse for Cataclysm when Deserts of Karak released. I was there for the Gearbox rebuilds. I was there to fig Homeworld 3. To follow the path of Higarans from their lands of banishment all the way to reuniting the cores means ultimately disembarking from the Relic starbase and docking with the nearby Blackbird. But Relic is a fine studio, and no matter what they work on, it's going to be a delight. And everything they've released has been filled with genre-defining advances and a good time. So we start under one house, and then find ourselves venerating two banners. You can really feel the existential dread when you play Homeworld 2. And I think it's a miracle that the Relic forges persist at all. I like to picture a bloated Hulk made immobile by its many different forges and factories, making all sorts of different things, but ultimately denied the ability to make any more Homeworld. So they spend 4 years crafting a new ship, a black and sleek cruiser launched in 2007 with one goal: the furtherance of the high sci-fi real-time strategy genre through additional Homeworld content by any means necessary. That said, they don't birth very far at all from the forge whence they were wrought. Homeworld 3 is going to be a triumph, and the mobile app blows my mind all over again. BBI is bringing a considerable contribution to bear with regards to the Higaran tale. Thus, does this piece become dedicated to two houses in the Vancouver system. May they always share in these early triumphs. I picture here an old frigate-class hull and some sturdy multi-gun corvette bones, all stitched together with the research station's equipment. The vessel is humble by Higaran standards, but is a fine and space-worthy configuration, capable of hyperspace outside of a parent vessel, while being housed inside a carrier or mothership-class bay for serious maintenance and upgrades. Having seen all phases of the conflict, From its hull being recovered under the sands of Carrick, to its sorties on Shipyard Shakedown, to supporting roles battling Makers, Keepers, the Beast Intelligence, and even Progenitor Dreadnought support and data collation, the House Duno French frigate, the Eel, stores vast historical context and remains a shadowy presence, rarely noticed and an unassuming eye that captures much. Happy Duno. Enjoy the art.